Hi everyone. Today I'm gonna compile some of my best fasting advice as of 2024. So I want to summarize it in five different points, five different sections of my best advice that I have for you today. My first word of advice before I go into the five section is you probably don't want to do this. It's gonna be really tough. If you're gonna attempt it, you're some kind of a self-discipline guru and you want to challenge yourself to something, kind of like hiking Mount Kilimanjaro or Fuji or something. All right? Think of it like that. If you're a regular person who wants to become healthy and lose weight over a long term, then please just stick to a consistent diet and a consistent healthy diet and exercise. That's what I've been recommending recently. A fast is good for resetting your life, resetting your body and your mind and your life in general. It's like a once in a lifetime experience. So please go into that with that mindset. This is not a lose weight quick scheme. I've actually gained my weight back after I've done any of these long fasts because my diet was not there, my nutrition knowledge wasn't there, my exercise regimen wasn't there. Now that I've incorporated those in my life, I don't have to do a crazy fast. Crazy fasts are actually very dangerous. If you're gonna do it, please go into with the risks, complications. I can't help you if you faint. I can't help you if you die. I can't help you if any problems arise from your blood sugar, if you have some diabetic tendencies. Okay, having said that, let's start with the five sections. First section is the pre-fast. Before you start the fast, the things you can be doing to prepare for the long fast, the health complications you might want to worry about, and what you want to be eating before starting this fast to kind of ready yourself for it. Number two is, if you're going to be doing a juice fast, please look up juice fast on YouTube or Google. They have much better explanations on that. I'm completely endorse juice fasts or whatever other kinds of fasts. This video is just about water fasting. A little bit of tea is okay. No calorie drinks. None of those diet sugar zero drinks. Those are actually have very unhealthy artificial ingredients in it that's been known to be very harmful chemicals. So it's not just about being a no calorie. It's a water fast. Water and then tea in small amounts like green tea, purified water, small amounts of green tea or matcha tea. And staying away from things like coffee because too much caffeine causes issues. So we're going to go into that. Number three is what you want to be doing during the fast. The process of the fast and enjoying the journey instead of just the destination. I mentioned again, you're going to gain your weight back after the fast is over. So you want to really enjoy it and immerse yourself in the process, because that's when not just physical cleansing, but your mental clarity and your spiritual growth is happening. And it really changed my life in that way. When I looked back on my life during the fast, and there's going to be a lot of cleansing, both my body and your mind. Number four is what you want to eat post-fast. So post-fast food, no pun intended. So we're going to talk about staying away from processed foods, high carbs, high sugar, high whatever, and then how I broke my extended fast, and lastly we can talk about what you want to focus on after this fast is over, because as I've said again, it's very easy to yo-yo back, gain your weight back. I've made multiple videos on it. So we can talk about kind of the best practices after your fast is over, long over. So yes, first let's talk about pre-fast. So things that might make it easier for you to do before you go into the fast is to adopt a keto diet. So Dr. Berg, please look up Dr. Berg, B-E-R-G, on YouTube. He talks about this a lot. Just having a keto diet in general is very healthy for you, but it especially makes things easier for when you go into an extended long fast or a water fast, because your body will be adapted to burning fat as fuel anyways. So even though you're eating. But once you're not eating, you're going to burn your fat cells as your fuel, and there'll be a very easier transition. I've noticed that myself. If you're eating a bunch of carbs right now, please start doing less of that, and probably make it much easier once you go into the fast. Also, pre-fast, please make sure to consult your doctor. Doctors will probably recommend that you don't do this, fasting more than 10 days or whatever, unless they're like super holistic. Doctors will probably not recommend that you do this, but just make sure that you get yourself checked out for any blood sugar complications or other complications like heart problems, to make sure that you're not going to die if you do this long kind of a fast. Just think about the crazy risks involved before you embark on it. Number two is okay, so once you're in the fast, you said, you promised yourself you're going to do a 20-day, 30-day, 40-day fast. Again, please increase your duration in small increments. So if you have successfully done a 10-day fast, you probably don't want to do a 40-day fast for your next challenge. Just 10-day fast, and then next one might be a 20-day fast, and the next one will be 30-day, and then 40 days. That's how I did it. I'm not saying that that's the perfect cadence, but if your last successful one was 7 days, and now you think you're ready for a 40-day fast, you're wrong. So, I mean, that's a huge gap, first of all. I just don't think that you're going to succeed if you're going to make a big jump like that. So please be careful. Please make sure to increase your duration in small increments. What you're going to notice during the fast is that once you are over about 7 to 10 days, you have real muscle fatigue. You have going to feel fatigue everywhere, like a keto flu. Ironically, your mental clarity will keep going up and up. But generally speaking, it's going to feel pretty bad. You're not going to feel like moving around a lot. Even taking a walk around the neighborhood is going to become very, very difficult, especially as you go higher and higher into like 20 days and 30 days of fasting. And your body temperature will be very cold. Which brings me to my next point. That's why I don't recommend coffee. Coffee during intermittent fasting is fine because you are going to eat later. But in an extended fast, like going over 7 to 10 days, once you drink that coffee with lots of caffeine or any high caffeine drink, your body temperature is going to go down even lower, and then all the blood vessels are going to constrict, and then I had heart palpitation increase basically like a crazy person. I thought I was going to faint. You're going to have heart palpitation. You're going to hear, some of you like me will hear your heart palpitations a lot because you're going to have to your body's adapting to this fasting period, with especially with the electrolytes being very low in your body. So it's gonna cause issues, and the challenge is to roll with those issues and hopefully survive. That's what I keep saying. If you die from this, please sue somebody else. I'm giving you a lot of advices not to do this. But yeah, so the heart palpitations are going to be there. Please be ready for that. Now, so yeah, coffee I do not recommend. Just purified water, everyone. No diet soda, no diet nothing, no Coke Zero. Maybe small amounts of green tea or matcha tea. That's what I was doing basically. Sometimes I was trying to make like hibiscus tea or like ginger tea. Any of those herbal teas, I think those are fine as well. Mint tea, spearmint tea, peppermint tea. But I wouldn't go too crazy with it. You can be creative. You can do whatever that's close to 0 calorie without any artificial sweeteners or ingredients or chemicals. For example, cucumber water or lemon water, I feel like would be very cleansing. And I did do that during the 40-day fast. Also, I think I forgot to mention electrolytes. Salt is very important. Please pick the highest quality salt. I stuck to Himalayan salt, Himalayan pink salt that I could get from the grocery store. There's different theories on which salt is the best for a fast. Please read up on it. There's something regarding iodine salt, but I just stuck to Himalayan salt. Basically, whenever I realize my heart palpitations are getting worse, I would do a salt lick, basically like a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, and then licking it. Whenever I felt like I was going to faint, light-headed, I would do another salt pull as well. But basically, once you're past like 3 to 4 days, you do a salt pull every morning. The amount depends on, I guess, how you're feeling, but please don't overdo it. I think too much salt will definitely cause problems. Too little salt will cause problems. So usually I think I did like a half a teaspoon or 1 teaspoon if I was feeling really faint that day. It's very important. The sodium and the other electrolytes from the pink salt will sustain you through the fast and make sure your brain is functioning well as well. So what you eat post fast, what I recommend is gradually breaking your fast. The first meal to break your fast, please don't overdo it. Please don't get overexcited because you might want to space it out over like a full 1 week or 2 week period where you gradually increase the amount of food that you're eating. You don't want to overdo it. Let's say you just finished a 40-day fast. You don't want to eat a bunch of potato chips. I feel like that might literally kill you. Please don't eat a cheesecake. Please don't eat a bunch of Krispy Kreme donuts. I mean, think of all the pain and effort that you just went through to go through this long fast and then just gaining all that fat back in a very, very unhealthy way. I'm pretty sure you can die, like the overfeeding syndrome or whatever. So please make sure you break your long fast with something very, very clean, nutritious, hopefully organic if you can afford it. I recommend like blending spinach into a puree or like some kind of a green puree, broccoli puree, whatever, pumpkin puree, as green as you can make it. Watercress puree, basically you buy these greens, you wash them, you put it into a food processor or a blender, you just blend it with water, and basically like a soup. You can make soup too, like a green soup with not a lot of spices, and that might be your first meal, and it's gonna taste like heaven. You don't even need pepper or salt or anything. If you blend watercress after 40 days of not eating anything, it's gonna taste like honey. So there's a lot of different options. Please stay away from anything high sugar, high fat, high carb. I also recommend like miso soup if you can make your own miso soup. It's very healthy as well. And your digestive system is not fully back online yet when you're breaking a long fast like that. So a little bit of soup for your first meal, a little bit more on your second meal, and so forth and so forth. And then as you gradually increase the solid foods like what you were eating before. Oatmeal is great as well. Banana. But you basically avoiding any kind of please don't overdo it with bread or pasta. Hopefully no dairy, and focusing on green juice and green puree, green soups, green veggies before including other things. And lastly, it's really the process. The process, I really recommend that everybody focuses on the process of doing the fasting. A lot of things are going to change and happen. What I've noticed is that my brain was working like 200 to 300% smarter than usual. So I was getting a lot of work done. I was getting a lot of studying done. And my life is essentially changed after my fast. My career aspirations, and basically everything I had inside of me, like internal trauma, those things kind of came out as well. So I highly recommend meditating during your fast, meditating daily, keeping yourself busy, socializing, and hopefully staying away from anything that might interfere with your self-discipline. Like, this is just optional, but like watching porn or obviously sexual activity, you want to avoid. You're not going to have a lot of libido in general when you're fasting, so do avoid that. It might probably aggravate problems if you're fasting and having sex, and you probably want to avoid anything kind of overly stimulating, like playing a bunch of violent video games or whatever. This time imagine it like a once in a lifetime experience, kind of like ayahuasca or like a psychedelic, taking a psychedelic, because it'll really be a very cleansing and something that you really want to cherish the experience. You probably never want to do it again. Oh, which brings us to a good point that if you're a bodybuilder, you're gonna lose all your muscles. I've noticed that not all your muscles. Like if you are like a bodybuilder, if you fast for like 20 to 30 days, you will notice muscle loss. If you do it for like 40 days, you basically have to start from freaking scratch, so that there is muscle loss. So please be careful about that. If you're a bodybuilder, you probably don't want to do a super long fast unless you're crazy like me. And yeah, and the last recommendation is to don't do a crazy fast all the time, but instead I have been recommending more of a consistent healthy diet with lots of greens and avoiding processed snacks. We're always surrounded by temptation in modern society in our fast food culture, and avoiding those, but also consistent exercise. Exercise is very, very important um, for us to keep healthy and fit. So thank you so much, everyone. That's my 2024 advice. Please list any questions, and yeah, thanks for watching.